In this video, we're going to talk about the 3 secrets of how to pay off your mortgage fast and early and easy ways of how to pay your mortgage monthly. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde, and welcome to the #1 community for real estate, income, and credit. So if you'd like to know what the 3 secrets are to be able to pay off your mortgage fast and early, and also easy ways to be able to pay off your mortgage on a monthly basis, make sure you watch the video to the end and leave a comment below if you need help with anything. With forbearances coming to an end and U.S. debt currently at an all-time high, 28 trillion, many are looking for ways to be able to afford and pay off their biggest debt, their mortgage. For most people, the mortgage is the biggest monthly bill and obligation and is the leading cause from everything from stress to divorce to foreclosure to bankruptcy and more. Now, I own a mix of properties. Some are paid off in full and have no mortgage, and some have mortgages, and that's by design. So before I share with you the 3 secrets, let me share with you that these are not the same as the other information videos sharing recycled tips of how to pay off your mortgage early. Those tips include refinancing in order to be able to get a lower interest rate on your mortgage. However, refinancing means starting over. Your credit has to be in a certain position in order to be able to qualify for the new loan. In addition to that, you're going to have to pay for an appraisal to be able to establish the value of your property and the LTV, the loan to value, that they'll give you and how much you can actually refi and either cash out and what your terms will be for refinancing the property. In addition to that, you're going to have closing costs that will be involved, so you have to be ready to be able to pay a few $1,000s to be able to get the refinance done. The second tip that's very popular is making bi-weekly payments, and that is where you actually make 2 payments per month to your mortgage company, one at the beginning and one at the middle of the month. And so these accumulatively will put you in a position of where you would actually have made 26 payments as opposed to the normal 12 payments that you would make on an annual basis. And that 26 payments would actually add another payment onto your total payments for the year, which would put you at 13 payments. So in essence, doing the bi-weekly payments, you would have just made an extra mortgage payment at the end of the year towards your mortgage. Hopefully it would be applied towards your principal. And the third popular opinion is just to make extra payments, which basically means that you would actually get any bonus money or stimulus money or tax returns and just basically throw it towards your mortgage to be able to pay your principal down. There's also a lot of popular suggestions and videos suggesting that you actually take out a HELOC or home equity line of credit or velocity banking towards basically positioning yourself to be able to pay down your mortgage or pay off your mortgage early. Now, while some of those may sound very sophisticated and intimidating, I can share with you that paying off your mortgage early boils down to 2 things. Number 1, income and secured ways to be able to generate income. And number 2, the type of property that you have. Those are the 2 things that actually determine how fast you're going to be able to pay off your mortgage. Very simple. Now, your mortgage payment is split into 4 parts: principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So now when you borrow, you actually put on a payment schedule or an amortization schedule. And depending on the terms of the amortization schedule, whether it's a 30-year mortgage or a 40-year mortgage, your monthly mortgage payment will have monies that will be applied towards your principal and also your interest. Depending on how fast you pay off your mortgage, the sooner you pay off your mortgage, the less interest the bank will make. So a good way for you to be able to understand and calculate how much interest you'll be paying over the term and the life of your loan is to use a website called calculator.net. This is a great tool to use because what you can do is simply actually put in your home price or your down payment amount and also the term of the loan and also your interest rate. You can plug this information in and use this tool, and it'll show you what your total interest would be if you actually paid out the entire lifespan of the loan. So for example, I've plugged in a property, one of the properties that we have, with some information here, and you can see that with the loan amount that we took out and based on the terms that we're going to be keeping this for, the timeline, you can see what the total interest would be like if we actually ran to the entire maturity date of that loan, which shows here as 2034. So the bank makes more money the longer you stay in the amortization schedule. The earlier you get out of the amortization schedule, the less interest they make, the less money they make. So without further ado, I'd like to share with you the 3 secrets to be able to pay off your mortgage fast and early. Number 1 is consolidation. So you guys have heard me talk about this here on my channel previously. Consolidation basically means pooling your resources and your family together. So in essence, one family member is on one side of town paying rent, the other family is on the other side of town paying rent, and you basically pool your resources together to be able to buy a house. This is how we're guiding a lot of our clients, and it works. It makes things much easier because what happens generally is that you're pooling your resources and your income together in order to be able to make homeownership and make living easy. So this works if you haven't bought a property yet or you currently own a property. And by you pooling your resources together, you're able to pay much more towards paying down your principal much faster than you would by having one income. By you pooling your incomes together and pooling your resources together, you're able to not only have an easier bill flow on a monthly basis for your mortgage, but also your other utilities, and probably have a better lifestyle where you probably have a property with the use of yard, you have transportation, you have all the things that actually make the joy of homeownership well worth it. So let's just say your mortgage payment is $2,000 a month, but by you consolidating, you have an extra several $1,000s in your household to be able to pay down the mortgage even further. So instead of sending in $2,000 to the bank, you're going to call the bank up and you're going to pay the $2,000, but you're also going to pay an additional maybe $400 to $500, and you must direct the bank and say specifically that they should direct it towards the principal. And by you paying down the principal by hundreds of dollars per month, is going to drastically speed up your amortization schedule, and you'll be able to close out that amortization schedule much faster than going the entire term and paying all the interest that the bank wants to make off of your loan. Number 2, consulting and freelancing. So as I've shared earlier, paying off your mortgage is based off income, specifically secured ways of income. Consulting and freelancing is one of the best ways for you to be able to generate income, whether you have a job or a business and you need extra money coming in order to be able to put towards the mortgage and pay down your principal. Consulting and freelancing, specifically online consulting and freelancing or in-person consulting and freelancing, is a great way for you to be able to generate that money. You don't need to go out and actually start a completely new career. You can actually just consult, do freelancing, and get paid, and you can use that money towards paying down your principal to be able to speed up your amortization schedule. Number 3, get tenants. So as I've shared earlier, paying off your mortgage fast and early will be determined by what type of property you have. So depending on the type of property that you have, you may not have to pay off your mortgage earlier because you may not be making the payments. A perfect example of this would be properties that I own, which are multifamily properties that I have tenants in there. And the entire duration of time that I've had these properties, some of which are from my 20s, these tenants have been paying the mortgage down for me. They've been paying the property down. They've been paying the entire mortgage payment, the principal, interest, the taxes, and the insurance. Every single thing that has been paid by the tenants, and they've been paying that property down. And this is what I meant by the type of property, because if you have a single family property, the entire obligation of debt and bills is on you. But if you have a multifamily property, whether you are an owner occupant within that property, your tenant then is actually helping you pay down the principal, the interest, the tax, and insurance, or your monthly mortgage payment, your monthly obligation. They're helping you to pay that house off. So a property type is very key here. And getting tenants, whether you're in a single family property or multifamily or the type of property, is very key because it's going to allow you to be able to pay off your property sooner and quicker and beat that amortization schedule by using the tenant's income to be able to offset and pay towards your principal and pay the debt down. And getting tenants can start right where you are. If you can get short-term tenants, if you're in a single-family property, if you're in a multi-family property, you can probably find ways to be able to monetize the property even further, such as not only just renting out apartments, but also renting out rooms and maximizing your profits on a monthly basis. One of the best ways to be able to get tenants and make money that can actually pay down your mortgage very quickly is to basically start a rent-to-own business. It's very key because many people are looking for properties that they can get into, but they don't have the credit worthiness. They're not in the position to be able to get an institutional loan, so they need to get into a property. And a great way to be able to start and get a lot of money coming in on a monthly basis would be to start a rent-to-own business, which we teach you how to do in our rent-to-own masterclass. This is a great way to basically start not only expanding yourself outside of your primary residence within real estate, but also getting tenants, getting cash flow. As I teach within the masterclass, there are multiple ways to be able to monetize a rent-to-own property. You can find the property, and some of these can be either through Airbnb and other ways that we show you how to locate these properties. You do not have to write a lease for them. You do not have to actually purchase another property. You can just control the property and basically get money from it. There are multiple ways to be able to monetize a rent-to-own opportunity, which we teach you in our rent-to-own masterclass. So if you'd like to know more information about that, please feel free to go to my website, AskRinde.com, click on rent-to-own, and get started today. So in order to be able to reach your goal of paying off your property early and being debt-free, and living in abundance and having equity to be able to leverage your properties for other ventures and other things, maybe buying more real estate, other things you want to do, it's important to basically position yourself with these 3 key secrets. Understanding how to position yourself with less stress to be able to pay off your mortgage early, using other people's money, other people's resources, and also creative real estate techniques that we teach you. So I'd like to share with you much more in our rental masterclass. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.